The Battle of Mactan was a fierce clash fought in the Philippines on the 27th of April 1521. The warriors of Lapu-Lapu, one of the datus of Mactan, overpowered and defeated a Spanish force fighting for Raja Humabon of Cebu under the command of Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan, who was killed in the battle. The outcome of the battle resulted in the temporary departure of the Spanish crew from the archipelago. Artifacts. Magellan's expedition had left Spain in August 1519 on a mission to find a westward route to the Moluccas or Spice Islands. On the 16th of March 1521, Magellan sighted the mountains of what is now Samar. This event marked the arrival of the first documented Europeans in the archipelago. The following day, Magellan ordered his men to anchor their ships on the shores of Homonho Island. There, Magellan befriended Raja Colombo and Raja Siju, king of Limasawa, who guided him to Cebu. There he met Raja Humabon, the Raja of Cebu. Then, Raja Humabon and his queen were baptized into the Catholic faith, taking the Christian names Carlos, in honor of King Charles of Spain, and Juana, in honor of King Charles' mother. To commemorate this event, Magellan gave Juana the Santo Nino, an image of the infant Jesus, as a symbol of their new alliance, and held their first mass on the coast as a result of Magellan's influence with Raja Humabon. An order was issued to the nearby chiefs that each of them were to provide food supplies for their ships, and convert to Christianity. Most chiefs obeyed the order. However, Datu Lapu-Lapu, one of the two chiefs within the island of Mactan, was the only chieftain to show his opposition. Lapu-Lapu refused to accept the authority of Raja Humabon in these matters. This opposition proved to be influential when Antonio Pigafetta, Magellan's voyage chronicler, writes, on Friday, April 26, Zula, the second chief of the island of Mactan, sent one of his sons to present 2 goats to the captain general, and to say that he would send him all that he had promised, but that he had not been able to send it to him because of the other chief Lapu-Lapu, who refused to obey the king of Spain. Raja Humabon and Datu Zular suggested to Magellan to go to the island of Mactan and force his subject chieftain Datu Lapu-Lapu to comply with his orders. Magellan saw an opportunity to strengthen the existing friendship ties with the ruler of the Visayan region and agreed to help him subdue the resistant Lapu-Lapu. According to the documents of Italian historian Antonio Pigafetta, Magellan tried to convince Lapu-Lapu to comply with Raja Humabon's orders the night before the battle. At midnight, 60 of us set out armed with corslets and helmets, together with the Christian king, the prince, some of the chief men, and 20 or 30 balangwe. We reached Mactan 3 hours before dawn. The captain did not wish to fight then, but sent a message to the natives to the effect that if they would obey the king of Spain, recognize the Christian king as their sovereign, and pay us our tribute, he would be their friend, but that if they wished otherwise, they should wait to see how our lances wounded. They replied that if we had lances, they had lances of bamboo and stakes hardened with fire. They asked us not to proceed to attack them at once, but to wait until morning, so that they might have more men. They said that in order to induce us to go in search of them, for they had dug certain pit holes filled with spikes between the houses in order that we might fall into them. Pigafetta writes how Magellan deployed 49 armored men with swords, axes, shields, crossbows, and guns, and sailed for Mactan in the morning of the 28th of April. A number of native warriors who had converted to Christianity also came to their aid. According to Pigafetta, because of the rocky outcroppings and coral near the beach, the Spanish soldiers could not land on Mactan, forced to anchor their ships far from shore due to the shallow water filled with rocks and coral reefs. Magellan could not bring his ship's cannons to bear on Lapu-Lapu's warriors, whom Pigafetta claims numbered more than 1,500. When morning came, 49 of us leaped into the water up to our thighs, and walked through water for more than 2 crossbow flights before we could reach the shore. The boats could not approach nearer because of certain rocks in the water. The other men remained behind to guard the boats. When we reached land, had formed in 3 divisions to the number of more than 1,500 persons. When they saw us, they charged down upon us with ear-shattering loud cries. The musketeers and crossbowmen shot from a distance for about a half-hour, but uselessly. Upon landing, Magellan's small force was immediately attacked by the natives with a heavy barrage of ranged weapons, consisting of arrows, iron-tipped bamboo, throwing spears, fire-hardened sticks, and even stones. They surrounded Magellan's landing,